Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time you're watching. Today, we're going to talk about shame, the relationship that we have with shame. I don't know if you know, but we have a relationship with shame, and that relationship was not based on the person right now that's creating shame in your life, but it was already pre-programmed when you were a child. Between 0 to 8, this is when the programming went through. 0 to 8 years old, you learn shame. You were born with two fears, the fear of falling down and the fear of loud noise. Every other fear, you learned it. Shame was a learned behavior. Okay, so let me give you the definition of shame. Shame is a painful feeling of humiliation or distress caused by the consciousness of wrong, foolish behavior. A person, an action, or situation can make someone feel ashamed. And the feeling of shame is a feeling of guilt and distress, embarrassment and guilt. So how does that work? Well, when you go to school, somebody makes fun of you, you create shame is born. Or shame is born even within the household that you lived in. And then what happens is programmed within you of disapproval. It's programmed that that's who I am. I'm ashamed. And then what happens? Shame comes back as an invitation. Shame, number one, invites you with the promise of meeting all your needs. It says, I'm going to meet all your needs. Just be with me. Trust me. Give me those. I know that need of being unwanted. I will meet that need for you. I will make you feel like the king or the queen. If you ever have a relationship, it's really promising in the beginning. Watch out and listen to the voice of shame and this deceiving of shame. Number two, shame satisfies your surface needs temporarily, leaving you hungry for more. It always leaves you hungry for more. Ever been in a relationship? You thought, okay, this next week they're going to change. So you're always hungry for more. That's what shame does. Shame becomes an addiction to want to fix or control someone else because you're still trying to meet those needs, your needs. Number three, shame controls your decision by making you compromise your self-worth. It makes you compromise your value. So when you start to compromise your self-worth, compromise your boundaries, shame is present. And shame could be a person. Shame could be a place. Shame could be, well, in this situation, we're going to talk about a person. It's the person that's pushing you to violate your boundaries, pushing you to use things or even use drugs when you don't usually use drugs. I'm talking about, oh, let's go get drunk, and then things starts to happen to you when you're blacking out, or when things happen, and then the next thing you know, you just don't know what happened. And then you're ashamed of your behavior. See, shame is always an invitation to dysfunction. So shame wants you to compromise. Why? Number four, shame covers itself within your identity. And what it wants to do is cover your authentic identity. Shame will want you to withdraw. Shame will want you to defend itself. What I mean by that is this. You start to withdraw, and then you start to blame other people why they hurt you, so I get to withdraw. Or you start to say that I'm a shy person, I'm a this person, nobody loves me. And then shame got you exactly where he wanted to be, where he or she wants you to be. Where? Isolated from people, isolated from yourself, isolated from your true self. That is shame. And shame, like I said, could come across as the person, as the perfect woman, as the perfect man, as the perfect spouse for you. Again, it's an invitation to dysfunction. That's what shame is. So recognize that. And here's what you do. 4 things. Number 1, you decline the invitation of shame. You could tell when shame is coming around because it's trying to tell you it's going to meet all your needs, right? What meets all your needs? You meet all your needs. You take care of the heart. You take care of the unwanted feelings that you had when you were a child. Start healing that part of you. I'm telling you. I've coached many people that went to try to meet their needs on the outside and only found themselves in more shame. Patience, perseverance, consistency, and vulnerability is the way for you to start to deal with your heart and deal with your needs. That's number 1. Number 2, your needs are satisfied when your value aligns with your authentic self. Your needs are satisfied when your value aligns with your authentic self, so don't compromise. The more you're aligned with who you truly are, the more stronger you become. The more stronger you become, the more confident you become, the more you'll say no, right? My third point is you always have a choice to create boundaries. You always have a choice. Don't listen to the lies of shame saying that you don't have a choice. A victim says that doesn't have a choice, but you have a choice. You always have a choice to say no. You always have a choice to say no, and you do not have to explain yourself. No is a complete sentence. Does not need to be explained. Okay? You don't need to say no and that's it. No is no. Remember, when you say no, that means you're saying yes to what you truly want. Okay? Lastly, number 4, uncover shame by speaking up. Uncover shame by speaking up. Speak about and be vulnerable with people that you trust. Be vulnerable with people that you trust. Connect with people and share the things that your darkest secret with people that you trust, because your secrets. But here, don't trust, don't talk, don't feel. Those rules are broken when you start to speak up. And choose the right people. Choose the right people. Don't go out there, because shame will have you choose the wrong people to be open with, and the next thing you know, there's gossip going on. Okay? So invest back in you. I'm going to wrap this up by inviting you to Discovering Your Authentic Self program, life coaching program that I do. So if you could relate to shame, so what I want to do is I want to break that shame cycle out of you and then create authentic relationship versus relationship that always end up with shame. Thank you so much for watching. I want you to comment below, and if you really want to start working on this, write down discovery. Thank you. Take care.